Hey everybody, this is TJR. If you're new here, welcome to the channel. If you're not, welcome back. And we're gonna do a little unboxing and review today. This arrived yesterday. Haven't been able to get to it till today. Today is Saturday. And this is the 50th anniversary LP half-speed master release of Jethro Tull's Thick as a Brick, the Steven Wilson remix. And as I said before, this came yesterday on Friday, but busy day, couldn't get to it till today, so we're gonna just unbox this little baby here. And we're gonna take a look and then listen to it, do a little review, see how we like it. There we go. And of course, Grogu is here with my CD edition. I've never owned this record on vinyl. I've only ever owned it on CD. And I should give you a little backstory here. When I was a young teenager, just starting to get into popular music, one of my older brothers had to go to college. He had a big record collection. And he gave me permission to listen to them. He saw that I was starting to get into music myself. At the time, if I bought a record, it was just a greatest hits package. And he said I could listen to the records so long as I took good care of them. He showed me how to handle records and how you store them. And so I got my first education from him. And I remember finding Thick as a Brick amongst his collection. I had no idea what this was or who Jethro Tull was. One moment here. There we go. Just want to get this box opened up here. Okay. I had no idea who Jethro Tull was, but I opened up this LP, and this would have been early mid-70s, and it folded out like a newspaper. And I looked at this and just looked at the concept behind this, and my little, mind had never experienced anything like this before. Here was this album that looked like a newspaper. There was this story about a kid who won an award for his poetry and then had the award taken away from him. So let's open this up right here. Here we go. And here it is. And this particular release replicates the newspaper packaging of the original here. I don't know if this has been done before. Now, the Steven Wilson remix, of course, is from 2012. And let's go ahead and look at the hype sticker here. 50th anniversary edition in original 12-page sleeve. This record was cut at half speed at Air Studios London on a fully customized late Newman VM S80 lathe with fully recapped electronics, masters remixed by Steven Wilson. During the process, playing back the master audio at half speed makes difficult to cut high frequencies more manageable, resulting in an improved soundstage and smoother high frequency response. So there you go. And yeah, it's interesting because you may look at this and I guess you can see like it's like a newspaper. It's there. You can see it's puffy. How do I say it? Let's take off the shrink wrap here. We need to be kind of careful with this one, I think, here, and how we do it, because it's not exactly a cardboard sleeve. Pardon me, I'm going to get a tool to help me with this. Okay, I'm back, and got a good start here on the shrink wrap. And we're just going to pull the rest of this off. I want to save this hype sticker here as well. There we go. Oh my goodness. This is wild seeing this because of how it's made. The whole fold-out newspaper. But I remember looking at this and thinking, what is this? I haven't seen anything like this before. And I started reading the actual, paper that tells the story. And then there is the lyrics are, of course, then they reprint the lyrics in the news story. Not the lyrics, but the poem, which is Thick as a Brick, which is the album. And I was struck by the fact that when I pulled out the album and looked at it, that it was basically just part 1 and part 2. Yeah, look at this. Yeah, let me see here. Oh my gosh. Yeah, look at this. This is an actual, mock-up of a newspaper. A newspaper, a British newspaper. It's even got little cartoons in it. Unreal. Look at that. And then, of course, we have the sleeve here in the back here. Pull out the record here now. Take a look at it. Huh. Okay. So, sleeve's very mangled. And the paper, of course, lots of folds in it. You can see some creasing already here. I think they shrink wrapped it too tight, and that caused some of that. But what are you going to do about this? I mean, this is very fragile, And I knew what I was getting into getting this, of course. Okay, so we've just got a paper sleeve. That's not good. That's a real disappointment that they put so much care into making this, doing a half speed master, but then they put it in a paper sleeve. Pardon me, everybody. Superfan called, and I had to stop for a moment here. She is not here today. She had to go do something. Yeah, we've heard that one before. Anyways, though, let's go ahead and finish looking at this here. But as I was saying, when I was a kid, I looked at this record and I noticed it just simply had part 1 and part 2. And that was it. And I was kind of blown away by that. It's like these, one track is the whole side. I'd never seen that before. And I looked through this packaging, which, like I said, is like a paper. And again, wow, the more I look at it, the more I realize just how badly this is mangled. This is bad here. And I mean, I could return it. I could ask for another one. But I think a lot of this has to do with how it's shrink wrapped. I could be wrong. Could be how they handled it at Amazon where I ordered it. But yeah, you can really see it there. Yeah. I mean, I know it's fragile. You have to take care of it. And I could I could return it and ask for another one. But I think the problem is the next one might be just as bad or have some other defect. I don't know. Anyways, though, okay. So let's look at the record here real quick. Again, not real thrilled that it's in a paper sleeve like this. I'm going to, of course, put it in an anesthetic sleeve. I'm just going to give it a little cleaning. Yeah, lots of debris, of course, on this. You can see it. That's why even a new record, you want to at least give it a carbon fiber brush cleaning before you play it the first time. You want to do that. I'm loath to even put it in this thing here. But, so there we go. That's looking at the physical package. So, love seeing the original newspaper packaging reproduced here. I do remember, though, that the version my brother had was on a heavier cardboard. The whole newspaper section was on a heavier cardboard. I could be wrong. Memory is a tricky thing. But I do remember his looking that way. If anybody has an old copy, an original copy, let me know. And real quick, here's my CD copy right here. I'm just going to open this up real quick here. There we go. And this simply had, of course, the original album, part 1 and 2. It had Thick as a Brick live at Madison Square Garden, 1978. An interview with Jethro Tull's Ian Anderson, Martin Baer, if I say it right, or Barr, and Jeffrey Hammond. And yeah, it's a pretty cool CD package. I've had this for quite a number of years now. I'm not really sure how old it is. It's certainly not the Steven Wilson remix, that's for sure. But yeah, it kind of gave you everything here that was in the newspaper, but as a CD booklet. There we go. Yeah, there's the CD version. So we're going to give this a listen, and I will compare it to this one I've had here for many, many, many years. Yeah, not really sure how long ago this was. It's wild to me that I have I have albums that I've owned on CD now for decades and decades and decades. It's wild to me. Time gets so lucid at my age. Anyways, though, okay, we're gonna clean this up here, and we're gonna listen to it, and come back and let you know what I think. Okay, I am back, and so one other thing I will add, along with the packaging being a bit mangled, which I will blame on the shrink wrap because they securely packaged it. So I don't really blame Amazon. I think it's just the shrink wrap was too tight. The record was also warped. Now, it didn't affect playback. Played fine. Listened to both sides. But it was warped as well. A few little clicks here and there when I first put it on, and then that was about it. After that, nothing else. I'm kind of on the fence as far as whether or not I should return it. Because as I said before, I could return it and it would also be shrink wrapped too tight. And once again, it would have probably bends and folds, you know, again, maybe just in different places. So it wouldn't really improve the matter. And the other thing is this is one of the problems right now with modern pressings is quality control, depending on label to label, varies. You know, when you get something from like, say, Third Man Records, Jack White's, you know, record label, quality. I got that album from the Monophonics Sage Motel, which was from a small, you know, independent label. Beautifully packaged, clean as a whistle, you know, no warpage. Man, they did just such a great job. That, you know, some of these smaller labels. And sometimes from the big labels, the quality control is there. Sometimes it's not there as much as it should be. And again, I could return it, ask for another one. Amazon would do it, but, you know, once again, probably gonna have the same problems, and I'll bet you the other one would be warped too. And if they shrink wrap it too tight, Superfan has told me that if when they shrink wrap them too tight, that can cause warpage on the record too as well. Who, by the way, returned while I was listening. Hey there, Superfan.
Hey, Mickey says hi.
Okay, and anyways, though. But let's talk about the listening experience. In spite of the record being warped, it still had no problem with playback. Sounded good, except for, like I said, a few little clicks when I first put it on, and then that was it after that. The remix sounds really great. I know that there are people out there who prefer Steven Wilson's, when it comes to Jethro Tull, they prefer the Steven Wilson remixes over the original mixes. A lot of people out there. I definitely found that to be the case with Aqualung. I have the Steven Wilson remix here on CD, and yeah, I definitely felt this was better than the original mix. With Thick as a Brick, I found myself liking them both. I did a back-to-back comparison between the two, switching them as I listened to them on the same speakers, and I like the remix, but I also like the original mix too. They have their pluses and their minuses. And of course, even if I preferred the Steven Wilson remix, I'd still keep this because of all the extra tracks that this one has. I would definitely keep it for that. So, you know, not real impressed with the quality control on this one. And replacing it is probably going to have the same problems. I'm thinking about it. We'll see. But as far as the remix, sounded great. The audio, the half-speed mastering, sounded great. And again, between the two, it's just the difference between different flavors. I was in a similar opinion about the Steven Wilson remix of Chicago 2. I really appreciated that his remix brought out more detail, which I feel this remix does as well. But there were times when I appreciated the beefiness of the original mix on Chicago 2. All of the separation took away, and the remix took away some of the beefiness of the original. So I liked them both for different reasons, and I kind of felt that way about this too. They both have their unique qualities. And so now I just have two ways to enjoy this album now. That's how I look at it. Anyways, though, that was my experience. Let me know if you've heard this before. Of course, the Steven Wilson remix for this album is not new. It came out in 2012. But this vinyl pressing at Half Speed Mastering is new. Let me know your experiences with the remix versus the original mix, both on CD, both on vinyl, whatever experience you've had, and share that in the comments. As always, if you like these videos, please be sure to hit like, hit subscribe, and hit the bell notification icon. And a thank you to the patron supporters who are helping me make more videos.
You're fierce and mighty.
Thank you, Superfan, and definitely you are. And patron supporters get exclusive weekly videos not available here on the channel, or they receive early access to videos well in advance of the channel. And if you'd like to be a patron supporter, go to patreon.com/TJR the original. And everybody, thank you so much for watching to the end. I appreciate that. And hope you all stay safe and healthy. Bye-bye.